Good evening. We bring you the latest in the world of sports. I'm Paulo Del Rosario.
We give you the conversations you want to hear from your favorite icons and athletes. I'm Diego Dario. Tonight, we'll take a deep dive into the Eastern Conference Finals and we'll catch up with two-time SEA Games gold medalist Jamie Lim.
Buckle up, sports fans. Let's get in the game. Now, one of the biggest redemption stories of the 2023 Southeast Asian Games is courtesy of our very own Jamie Lim and our Philippine karate team. Tip Tipianco caught up with the two-time SEA Games gold medalist to talk about her journey back on top of the Southeast Asian karate.
Good evening, I'm Dip Dipianco and we have with us two-time SEA Games gold medalist, back to being a student athlete and a certified TikTokerist. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Jamie Lim. Jamie, first of all, congratulations and welcome to the game.
Hello, thank you for having me and thank you so much.
Right, so pag-usapan natin, of course, SEA Games just happened a week ago, fresh from that. Pag-usapan muna natin your preparations leading to that one. You trained in Istanbul, Turkey for 3 weeks. Can you tell us more about that preparation and how it helped towards your journey to this SEA Games in Cambodia?
Sure, so that 3 weeks meant everything to me because before that, like after last year's SEA Games, I had no other competition and no training with the team. So I started studying in London noong September, and since then I've been doing it alone. So I've been doing gym or running lang or like punching bags alone. And then I found this dojo through the help of Coach Okay before. So I trained with like people for like 6 times ever, like no February. And then so parang wala masyadong training and the training was really on my own. But the Turkey 3 weeks before SEA Games, yun yung like I really focused and I did everything with Coach Levent. And he helped me so much. As in, he helped the whole team very much. And grabe yung focus niya on each and every one, and I took as much information as I can from him and apply it to the SEA Games.
Obviously, hindi madali yun because we know that you're also studying right now, diba? You're taking up business analytics in Imperial College. You're in London right now. Basically, after SEA Games, you told me umuwi ka. Can you tell us what happened there? And then now you're back to studying.
Yeah, so actually, nung nag-training kami for Turkey, sakto yun kasi may 2-week break sa London, no, sa college ko noon. But like, so absent ako ng 1 week doon and then another week sa Cambodia and then another week just like to come back home to the Philippines for like a few days, 2-3 days. To say hi lang to my family and everything and then come back. So in total, 3 weeks absent ako. Medyo marami akong backlog. So I really had to go home go back here immediately and like catch up. So right now, I'm in the middle of catching up and doing all the backlog. Pero sobrang sulit naman. So I would do it all again.
You were able to do it and you actually won a gold medal. Pag-uusapan natin yan in just a bit. But can you talk about the role of your mom? Because we know that she was there in Cambodia. She supported you. But also, as you mentioned, medyo mahirap nga to balance everything. She was telling you na, okay, Jamie, if nahihirapan ka na, you can quit karate. But then, what else was she doing by your side to support you?
My mom supports me in everything talaga. So, hindi lang sa agree sa decisions ko. But when I make a decision, for example, I made the decision to compete sa SEA Games around January. Sabi ko, I want to try Asian Games and maybe I should do SEA Games as well. And she knows na naku medyo kulang ata yung training, baka mahirap with the school. Pero she knows na if I make a decision, kakayanin ko and I'll stand by it. And so she will stand by me. And so kapag umiiyak ako sa kanya, which is very often, kung magra-rant ako about my training, she'll listen to me and she'll make me feel better with her magic words. Or like nung kasama ko siya sa Cambodia, sobrang kabado ako, like day before tournament. She's trying to be as composed as she can. Pero on the inside, kabadong-kabado din siya. But she told me she can't show me that kasi hindi pwedeng dagdagan pa yung kaba ko. Yeah. So she's been doing a lot to help me in like small things and also big things. Kaya nakaya because of her.
Won gold medal in the individual category for 61 kilos. Of course, coming into the SEA Games, back to bronze medals yung nakuha nyo in Hanoi, Vietnam. Can you tell us how that felt? Kasi yung simula pa lang, I know you're matched up with tough opponents.
Yes. So when I got my pairing, the first match was the girl who beat me last year sa Vietnam, the Vietnamese. So sabi ko, bakit naman yung previous champion agad sa first round? Like, I was already preparing for her, obviously. Pero inimagine ko naman na baka magkita kami sa semifinals or sa finals man lang. Sa first round talaga, so parang okay. And then yung semifinals ko sa draw, Malaysia, and she was this year's champion sa Southeast Asian Championships. Ang hirap ng draw, and then sa finals, it's either Cambodia or Laos. Also gonna be hard. Pero grabe talaga yung arrangement ko. Like, the girl who beat me pa talaga last year. I stayed strong. I focused, and sinasabi nga ng teammates ko, siya yung pinaghandaan ko. Okay yun, kasi yun yung pinaghandaan ko and everything. So, I just stick to the plan and believed in my training na I did everything possible in what I had, what limited time I had. And step by step lang, game per game. And so it went smoothly, and panalo tayo.
So your team got a total of 8 bronze medals in Vietnam. Pero this time around, a total of 2 golds, 5 silvers, and 1 bronze. Can you tell us how pleased you are with the performance of the Comité Karatecas this SEA Games?
Siyempre, nakaka-proud. I mean, last year, grabe, we were all shut out from the finals, and it was a very difficult competition. Vietnam, won everything there. But this time, bago din yung coach, so we had, a fresh start. Tapos, okay yung 3-week training namin. It was very focused. And okay yung we're going the right direction. So, pa-improve kami ng pa-improve, and then step by step. So, nakaka-proud.
Right. So now that you're in London, what's next for Jamie Lim? Are you gonna be pausing for a while sa training? Focus muna sa studies? When's the next competition?
Oh, so I'm looking at Asian Games because that's happening this year. Pero matatapos na ako sa school. I'm coming home in 6 weeks. I'm almost done. So, ang bilis lang ng 1-year study. Parang it went by so fast. So, I'll be training like how I was here. So, mag-isa muna ako. And then, when I come home to Manila, train with the team again. And then yun, we'll take it step by step. There's also an Asian Champs sa July. Not sure if makakasama ako, but I will do my best. Because may school pa ako and everything. And also Asian Games, and then IMAG, World Championships also. So those are all things that I'm looking forward to, and sana makasali sa lahat.
That was 2-time SEA Games gold medalist Jamie Lim with Dip Dipianco. Now, after the break, we'll break down the upcoming matchup between the Boston Celtics and the Miami Heat. Stay tuned. You're watching The Game.
Welcome back. You're watching The Game. Game 5 or Game 1? The Boston Celtics grabbed their first win after Miami Heat went 3 straight in the Eastern Conference Finals. Now, do the Boston Celtics have enough fight in them to extend the series, or will the Miami Heat move on to the NBA Finals? Now, we'll take a look at what could happen in Game 5 with basketball analyst Coach Mark Molina. Coach Mark, thank you very much for making it. Alam ko, outside is not a pleasant place to be right now, but it's great that you're here. So, let's start off first with Boston, because a lot of people already had them written off. Okay, na-sweep yung Lakers. That was the Boston Celtics' turn to be swept. Unfortunately for Lakers fans, that did not happen. But you take a look at Boston right now. Do they still have the chance, Coach, knowing that they are down 3-1 in the series so far?
They do, because they're really the more talented team in this series. It's very surprising that they lost the first 2 games at home, and then of course Game 3 was a blowout for the Heat. The Heat, they're playing very well with Butler, of course, but Boston has more talent. If that talent plays well, plays hard, and plays together, they have a chance to make history for me.
Well, Coach, at this point, the Boston Celtics, of course, nasa kanila yung pressure because, if they lose, they're out of the playoffs and, the Heat make it to the finals. But if they win this Game 5, how pivotal is this? Malilipat ba yung pressure sa Miami Heat if they win this, Coach?
Absolutely. Malilipat talaga, because that you have to close out at home.
Right.
And you don't want to play Game 7 in Boston. Now, the Sixers saw that in the previous round. Game 7 in Boston. That's where really the home court advantage will exist. I think Miami has a fair chance to win either Game 5 or 6, but going to a Game 7, definitely not. So if Miami loses Game 5, you're right, the pressure shifts entirely to Miami. They have to close out at home.
And Pao, coming from experience yan sa Sixers ni...
Yeah, I was not going to say anything about that. Pero just to play devil's advocate here, Coach, I'm talking about the pressure there. Can we make an argument that Miami Heat are actually under more pressure? Because right now, the Celtics, no one expects them to advance. So with that in mind, is that less pressure on them knowing that no one expects us to do this anyway?
Well, right now there's no pressure yet really on the Celtics. But you said Miami, if they lose up 3-0, it's never happened before. Up 3-0 and you lose a series.
Right.
If you lose 2 straight games and suddenly it's 3-2, the pressure shifts entirely to Miami.
Right.
Because everybody was already expecting a Denver-Miami final before the Game 4 win of the Celtics. But I don't think home court advantage matters right now unless it's Game 7.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think Miami has really 2 good chances to close this out. The Celtics, they've won more games on the road than at home. So it's going to be interesting what happens in Game 5.
Well, Coach Jimmy Butler actually said after that game that, they're not worried. They're going to listen to some music and go back to Boston and try to win on the road. But let's talk about a certain matchup that we've been talking about the whole series. Coach, Jimmy Butler and Jason Tatum, not just in the game, but in the fourth quarter. Jimmy, of course, has been that guy for Miami in the fourth quarter. Jason Tatum, though, sa last game lang nagpakita in the fourth quarter, Coach.
You're right. Tatum, especially on the road. On the road, usually the role players struggle. It has to be Jason Tatum to carry them. In the Sixers win in Game 6, Tatum carried them in the fourth. He did it again in Game number 4. Butler has done it consistently.
Yeah.
Pretty much. You cannot beat the Heat. It's hard to beat Miami because of Jimmy Butler's heroics in the fourth when it's a close game.
Right.
Tatum has done it from time to time, but not yet consistently. But he is very capable. If he can hit 3-4 3-pointers the way he did in the previous round against Philadelphia, the way he did in Game number 4,
Right.
then this is going to be a totally different ball game. The advantage to me is still with Butler because of his track record.
Yeah.
He's proven to do that time and time again. But Tatum is the better player. For me, he's the more talented player.
More
if
skilled,
he can,
yes.
more skilled. So if he can get that toughness, which comes with time.
Yeah. Right.
Maybe this is the development of Jason Tatum. All of the learnings of the playoff failures of before. Maybe this is time to shine. Maybe a win in Game 5 where he plays good in the clutch once again could be the turnaround of his career.
Jimmy Butler and Jason Tatum, obviously all the eyes will be on the two of them, but then you have to look at the supporting cast as well.
Yep.
Kanina pinag-usapan natin a bit off the air actually that I believe in Miami Heat shooting, and you take a look at the shooting numbers here for the Miami Heat, especially from three-point land. Vincent, Strus, and Martin have combined a total of 43.6% from beyond the arc. 8 percentage points higher than the combination of Smart, White, and Brogdon. Is that something that you still feel now, okay, we'll continue on in the series, or how many games left we have in the series?
Definitely, whoever makes more three-pointers among those three. You can add on Duncan Robinson if you want,
right.
and maybe Grant Williams with the Celtics. But whoever makes more three-pointers will have a big advantage. Games 1 to 3, those three guys, Caleb Martin, Strus, Gabe Vincent in game number 3, they were phenomenal.
High,
And that's why they won the first 3 games. But in game 4, Grant Williams, I think, had 4 threes. And then you have contributions from Derek White. Marcus Smart, who struggled all series long, finally made some shots. Brogdon, not so much, but Brogdon can wake up as well. But I think it's very key, especially in the beginning, first 3 quarters. Whoever makes the more threes will have a lead going to the fourth quarter. And when it comes to the fourth quarter, if it's a close game, then that's where the Tatum and Butler matchup will really matter.
Well, you're definitely right, Coach. But in the regular season, actually, Boston was the better three-point shooting team compared to the Miami Heat. That's not really the weapon of choice of Miami, but here in the playoffs, they've been on fire, and the Heat, they've been daring the Celtics to shoot from the outside. Coach, can you talk to us a bit more about that zone na pinapakita ng Heat? They've been daring the Celtics to shoot the three.
Well, the good thing with the zone is because Spoelstra runs this zone the entire season.
Right.
And that's why his players know what to do with the zone. This is not a gimmick. This is really a main staple of their defense. And that's why they can give the Celtics different looks. They rush out on all the three-point shooters of the Celtics. It doesn't mean that if you're playing zone, you're making them shoot threes. Definitely not. This is a matchup zone by Coach Spo, and it runs out on all the shooters. It makes you put the ball on the floor, and then they rotate, and they do a great job doing it.
You know, again, not to jump the gun here, but then Miami are still expected to be the team that advances to the finals. And you take a look at the health situation that you have. Tyler Hero still out, back to basketball activities. You don't know if he's going to be able to come back in time for the finals, though. You take a look at that. Do you feel that Miami have enough healthy pieces to actually challenge the Denver Nuggets should they advance to the finals and no one else gets hurt from this point on?
Well, I would say it's going to be very difficult, but I don't want to doubt Butler and Spoelstra at this point. They beat the Bucks. They're on the way to beating the Celtics. If they beat the Celtics, Denver is still the favorite, but I wouldn't say this is a mismatch because of what Spoelstra and Butler, what they have done so far in these playoffs.
Well, and that Denver-centric question was courtesy of our producer, Rain Tixon. And actually, we have a lot more Denver to talk about because we talk more NBA as we look at the possible matchups in store for the Denver Nuggets in the NBA Finals. Keep it here. You're watching the game.
Welcome back, you're watching the game. Now that the Denver Nuggets are waiting for their opponent to book their ticket to the finals, let's find out who would be a better matchup for them. To join us in this discussion, we still have with us Coach Mark Molina, and of course, Coach Mark, ikaw yung itatanong namin, sino ba yung better matchup between these two teams? Is it the Celtics or the Heat now that Denver is waiting in the finals?
I would say the Celtics because the Celtics were my choice to make it to win the NBA championship before the playoffs started. I thought the Celtics is the best team in the league in terms of offensive weapons. Sometimes they struggle on the defensive end, but when they put it together on defense with all the three-point shooting that they have, I thought Brad Stevens did a great job in last year getting Derek White, this year getting Malcolm Brogdon. So they got the right pieces, the right supporting cast in that team. I think Horford and Robert Williams will have a decent shot at defending Jokic because they also did it last round against Embiid.
Yeah, you mentioned it a while ago that Miami, they can't really count out Jimmy Butler, you can't really count out Coach Eric Spoelstra. But then, are we not talking enough about the supporting cast and how they blossomed here in the Eastern Conference playoffs as a whole, not just the finals? And would that be a factor that could see them get over the Denver Nuggets should they make it to the finals?
They can. They definitely can, especially in the final situation wherein Butlers, they've been into the finals before.
Yeah.
These Miami Heat players, even guys like Lowry, they've won titles before. Denver, they have not. No one in that Denver lineup has played in the finals. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Especially the core team. So they definitely can, but I don't know if they really have somebody who can match up with Jokic. Bama Adebayo is not that big enough to match up with the Joker.
And of course, Coach, how about the pace also? The Nuggets have been, I think they're third in the pace when it comes to, up and down game, second to the Warriors and the Kings. Sino yung mas mabilis tingin mo maglaro? Celtics or Heat in terms of that matchup, Coach?
Oh, definitely the Celtics.
Yeah,
the Celtics,
right.
they love to push the ball. They're deeper. They love hitting those transition threes. The Heat, especially in the closer games, they go to Butler. They isolate a lot. They like to post up Butler. Celtics, nobody really goes to the post with the Celtics. Maybe Jason Tatum from time to time. But pace-wise, that's going to be a fun matchup.
Yeah.
But I think right now, with the way Denver is playing, whoever makes it, Denver would be the favorites to win this already. Although, because I'm not hoping for the Celtics to win, but they were my choice to win this all.
Well, that's something
yes, you are.
Coach, that's something to look out for in the finals, and whoever wins in the Heat and Celtics is going to be a great matchup, Coach. Appreciate you for the time. Thank you, Coach.
Really appreciate it,
Thanks,
Coach.
guys.
Over to more basketball action. The FIBA World Cup is less than 100 days away. Get your limited day passes and watch a doubleheader of your choice for as low as 999 pesos starting today. Just visit philippines.worldcup.basketball for more details.
Meanwhile, PruRide 2023 once again celebrates 175 years of celebrating life, supported by different cycling advocates in promoting health and family. The two locations for PruRide 2023 are in Clark and Cebu. Enjoy activities for the whole family, catch the PruRide ambassadors, and get the chance to bring home prizes and special awards aside from enjoying a live free concert.
We have already broken the record that we set. PruRide Philippines 2023 is especially meaningful for PruLife UK, who is celebrating 175th anniversary of our parent company, Prudential PLC. Truly, we believe the way to spread Pru love is to help people get the most out of life as we celebrate life with you through Pru love.
Cycling for me is my stress reliever. This is my way of decompressing from work. Whenever I get on the bike, I get to forget about everything. I get to leave work behind because I can't check my phone. I can't respond to calls and texts. So it's my sanctuary actually. I celebrate life by keeping myself healthy. Even if I'm, how many years of professional volleyball already, I still maintain a very active lifestyle, very disciplined. In fact, I feel like, I know myself, my body better now. And kaya siguro nakayanan ko yung 100 kilometers kahit na busy sa work kasi kahit pa paano I know how to mix rest with work and exercise.
Pro Ride Philippines Fates 2023 and our succeeding Pro Rides offers a way to celebrate riding together, have fun, party, while staying healthy. At the same time, it is one way we can help decongest the streets of any city and contribute to conservation of our environment. But more so for this year, what marks it are the following. 1. We are giving away 175 bikes to celebrate Prudencia's 175th anniversary to JCI Cebuanos in Cebu. And for families that have patronized our True Health from Love and participated in this ride, we're going to raffle off a round-trip ticket to London for 4 all-expenses-paid trips so that they can appreciate Prudencia's legacy of 175 years.
We work hard, we work smart with our partners, with our distributors, and with their family members too. We managed to gather over 3,500 cycling enthusiasts in New Club City, and also another 1,000 plus with a growing number in the next leg in Cebu. So for Cebuanos, please join us so that we can break the record.
And that's it for tonight. Thank you for joining us. I'm Diego Dario.
And I'm Paolo Del Rosario. This has been The Game.